So June the 1st it is, Beterbiev against Bivol. The undercard has been announced as well, as we know, and what a fight card that's going to be. Matchroom against Queensberry. You know, some great 50-50 fights there, but this is just about Beterbiev against Bivol. Let's get into it. Hello, welcome to On Me Edson. I hope you're all well. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. So, Beterbiev versus Bivol, June the 1st. It's going to happen, Saudi Arabia. It's also the top fight above Queensberry against Matchroom boxing as well. So we've kind of know all who's going to fight on there. This is not about that. This is really about the prediction between Beterbiev and Bivol. Who's going to win? Who's most likely to win? They're kind of comparable in terms of their stats, right? Both undefeated, both world champions. Bivol's got 22 fights, 22 wins, 11 by KO. Beterbiev has got 20 fights, 20 wins, and 20 by knockout. So, who's going to win? I kind of think that one is more of the puncher, and one is more the aggressor, and the other is more of the technician, the tactical fighter. They are both superb. They are both right up there in the pound for pounds for me. Who do I think is going to win? I can't separate the two really. I mean, but I would say Beterbiev has got more of a knockout presence and more of a fighting presence, whereas Bivol he's got the knockout power as well, but he's more that he could just outpoint his opponent as well. But I think Bivol's got the edge here. And I think it's going to come down to very, very fine margins. But I think he's going to beat Beterbiev on points. And I think it's mainly due to Beterbiev's age. He's 39 versus Bivol's 33. As I said, their stats are quite comparable, apart from Beterbiev's, he's got better knockout power. They're kind of rivals, not only, well, they're Russian rivals, but in terms of territories as well. Bivol is Kyrgyzstan native, but he's fighting under the Russian banner as well. Beterbiev is Dagestan, but he's also fighting under the Russian banner, whilst albeit he does operate in Canada. So I think the age might play an issue. But the other thing here is this. Beterbiev hasn't fought in over 2 years, whereas Bivol has. In fact, the last fight he beat Lyndon Arthur, of course. Now, Beterbiev is IBF, WC and WBO world champion, of course. Bivol is the WBA, and because he beat Lyndon Arthur, he's also the IBO world champion as well. So this fight is for the undisputed light heavyweight title. The undisputed, the unrivaled. Eventually, these two had to come together. Saudi Arabia have managed to bring these two together. It's the fight that we wanted to see for ages. Now, Bivol has been world champion since 2016. And I believe of the WBA title, he's retained that 13 times. Now, Beterbiev, by contrast, won the light heavyweight IBF title in 2017. So it's only a year difference, right? He won the WBC in 2019, and he also won the WBO in 2022. So again, comparable timings in the way they've won their world titles. 2016 for Bivol, 2017 for Beterbiev. In terms of stats, you've got 3-2. Beterbiev has got 3 titles, Bivol's got 2. I'm kind of clutching at straws here because I'm trying to think who is the better fighter. I just feel that Bivol is an absolute master in the ring. Whereas, I also believe Beterbiev is a master in the ring, but I think he's just got more of the dog in him. I think he's just got more of that nasty streak in him. And I think he's the one who will just pound away, and that's why he just gets all his opponents out of there by knockout. Whereas Bivol, I think he's probably one of the only fighters who can withstand that. He's classy enough to be able to get out of the way and hand out his own punishment. That's why I don't think Bivol's going to knock out Beterbiev, but I think he's going to outpoint him. He's going to outbox him. I could be completely wrong here. I'm looking forward to this fight more than any other. This is probably the fight of the year for me. This is going to be a huge night of boxing, of course, but this title fight, this undisputed title fight, is probably the fight of all fights. If you ask me again next week, I'll probably go for Beterbiev. But right now, it's Bivol. And I think I'm going to stick with Bivol all the way. I just cannot see him losing. And I can't really put my finger on it in terms of I think he's a much better boxer than Beterbiev. It's not that at all. I'm not saying that at all. So before anybody starts getting onto the keyboards and start having a dig at me and saying you know nothing, which probably do. I openly admit I don't know everything, of course. But I just feel he's a better boxer. He seems to be a better tactician. He seems to have a bit better ring IQ because he's younger, primarily, and because he's been more active in the last couple of years. I just think he's better. I just think he's a better boxer. Anytime I've seen Bivol, the last sort of 4 or 5 fights, I've never thought it could go either way here. But anytime I've seen Beterbiev, I thought a couple of rounds here and there, I thought, yeah, okay. You know, even when Beterbiev fought Yard, I thought there was a couple of times where Yard, he did really well there. So, if you remember that fight, yeah, Beterbiev, of course he won, and he won convincingly. That's not the issue. What I'm saying is there were moments in that fight where, I thought he could have been caught, let's say. And I think Bivol might be able to expose him. That's all I'm saying. It's so hard to call this. This is just so hard to call. Both are fantastic fighters, but eventually somebody's got to be number 1 and somebody's got to be number 2, right? If the Saudis weren't there, this fight probably would never happen. They probably would have just retained their world championship titles and just be done with it. But we've got them together, or the Saudis have got them together now. What an amazing fight. But whoever loses, it doesn't make them a lesser fighter. It just means that on that day, on that night, they came up against the actual number 1. I think Bivol is that fighter. And I think Beterbiev is a very, very close number 1, or in number 2 in his case. But I think it's just his age is going to just play a part. Just play a part. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. I really can't call this one, but I'm going to go with Bivol just because I am, right? Just because I am. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notifications bell for all future videos. But, well, for me, Bivol all the way. Catch you again. Bye now.